distinguished alumni, guests, faculty members, students. Today is a very special day. We are here on this special day when we assemble almost every year. 10th March to be the precise, but this time it so happens 10th March is a holiday. So the next we all collectively come under one common journey, IIT Bombay. It is IIT Bombay, you know, this particular day is when actually the quest for excellence has started 65 years ago. That was there with all our ancestors who started this journey that day. I would say that the seed sown in 1958 has now grown into being one of the finest temples of learning in the world. But our efforts are continuing in making the Institute more participatory and impactful in coming days. This must be the motto that we should all be looking at with the coming days, and all our faculty members, our students, and staff members are working towards it. And today is a way to, on my behalf, on the Institute, to actually pay respect to all those who have really done and the wonderful work and our faculty are involved, how they have participated and actually helped institute grow, or either in administration and overall thing, or in research. And at the same time, the fourth pillar of the institute, now you may say, what are the first three pillars? These are the student, the faculty members and staff of the institute. We also have a good representation of the, that's actually the alumni. So we also celebrate their journey, their excellence, to say that yes, one of our esteemed product that IIT Bombay did, which have been now continuously helping the institute, the IIT to benefit from their expertise. Also, probably very relevant since we have us, from the alumni and others, to quickly go through what are the things that are happening, because many of you may not be aware of what is happening in your campus. I must tell you that IIT Bombay is constantly experimenting and innovating on different aspects of research or academics. One of its, I would say, the strong points in terms of its own development. And I would say over the last year, we have created a new program. You'll be very happy to know from the coming academic year, we'll be offering undergraduate program in industrial engineering and operations research. So it's a full-fledged program will be coming to our, the class. We have also created a completely new economics department that actually has their, several faculty members which have been pre-existing in other departments, and we also the additional members. We have this economics department. One we have STEMS, which is related to semiconductor. Then we have Translation Research Center. We have quite a center for digital health, and then Center for Machine Intelligence and Data Science, along with many other such centers, including one of them being the Sustainability Hub. All these programs are now happening, which actually leverages the support from various government programs, as well as some of the support that we always get from our distinguished alumni. You see that how to leverage them for the benefit of our students, faculty members, and the society. Infrastructure related, various activities. And as you may know that we had a very rapid growth in terms of number. There are difficulties in terms of accommodating all our students. And today we realize that, we are severely short in terms of how many, rooms in our hostels are required. So that's why many of the students are prepared. And IIT's being residential institute, we must also tell you that compared to many of our competitors in the, Europe or US, 70 to 75% of our resources, whatever the infrastructure resources, go towards dorm or faculty housing, compared to something like it's not more than 20% of their infrastructure. We have been working hard towards getting different types of infrastructures. So research park building, which is something that has come up, which has been inaugurated. Prime Minister just about 2 weeks ago. Then the building which is just adjacent to this is the Rahul Bajaj Technology Incubation Center. We have a new hostel 17, which is a like hostel. They are already being done, but there are many such other things which are happening all across the campus, like COPT building, department will go. We are actually utilizing the other side of the pipeline now. Okay, so that's where I think the campus is also, the city of the campus is very fitting for that side, if I am safe. Have invested over 500 crore worth of money in getting some of the best quality analytical equipment to help our students and faculty to do research. As a matter of fact, this morning itself, we had the inauguration of one of the special type of facility called cryo-EM, which costs something like 45 crores in one equipment, has been inaugurated this morning. So similarly, there are activities in almost all different areas, and I would say that alumni have been a great support in terms of getting us to where we are today. It's not only what they provide to our students in terms of mentorship, there are other supports that they provide, and some of the things like, I would say over the last 1 year, we've had some of the most, I would say, prominent support that we have received from under which we are now naming our main building as the London Military main building. Similarly, one of our alumni who wants to remain anonymous have been given us something like about $18 million for setting up sustainability house right here in the campus. Similarly, there have been many others. I cannot, but almost all alumni we are trying to connect and see how actually help. Today is a day that we recognize the distinct career path of some of our colleagues as well as alumni. So first of all, on behalf of the institute and on my personal behalf, I congratulate each one of you for having achieved excellence in your life and in the process glorifying your alma mater. So we are really thankful that at that time of excellence, and we look forward to your continued success. you all for being here today. It's a wonderful to see all of you coming back to your alma.
Thank you, Professor Chaudhary. May I request the Chief Guest, Mr.
It's a pleasure to introduce Professor Ajay Matsur, Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, who April is occupying. He is also the chairperson of the Prime Minister's Science, Technology and Innovation Advisory Council. Professor Sood is also a National Science Chair Professor at the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. Professor Sood has a doctorate from IIT Bangalore. His research interests include physics of quantum materials, published more than 450 papers in peer-reviewed journals, and holds several patents. His work has been recognized by many awards, including the Padma Shri, the Pope Award in India. He was the president of the Indian National Science Academy. He was also the president of Indian Academy of Sciences. He was elected to the fellowship of the Royal Society of the UK, what we commonly call as FRS, in 2015. He has also received the Sankishore Bhatnagar Prize, the G.D. Birla Award for Scientific, the TUAS Prize in Physics, the Millennium Gold Medal of the Indian Science Congress Association, the Sir C.V. Raman Award of the UGC, the Homi Bhabha Medal of the Indian National Science Academy, G.M. Modi Award for Science and Technology, 25th SIESV Chandrasekhar Saraswati National Eminence Award in the category of Science and Technology, and Ashutosh Mukherjee Memorial Lifetime Award by the Indian Science Congress. He has been conferred the Doctor of Philosophy honoris causa by many universities. It's a great pleasure.
First of all, I would like to thank Professor Vakif Chaudhary for his very kind invitation to join all of you on this very special day of this great institute. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to be here of this great iconic institute. And I see that it started its journey almost 66 years back with about 100 students. And now you have more than 13,000 students, which includes almost 4,000 doctoral students. Absolutely on the increasing curve, S-shaped curve, and I hope you remain on that for years to come. Now, when I spoke to Mr. Chaudhary after he wrote to me this invitation, I was not very sure what to say in this invitation, and all very eminent people here and all experts in different science and technology. The accomplishments of the alumni of this great institute are so well known all over the world, and some of them not very easy to address. What could be of interest to us, all of you? So he gave me a slot of 20 to 40 minutes, which I thought was quite a ordeal. So now, luckily, I see that after looking at the shock in my voice on the phone, he has reduced it to 20 minutes, which is still good. But I have a problem. If anything, I have to talk more than 5, 7 minutes, which is not that uncommon because in this position, you tend to give a lot of advice. And yes, I thought I'll make it little bit more clear if I put my thoughts in the PPT. So these PPTs were prepared in the last 2 days, just to capture what I thought some of you already, it is may not be meant for you, but the way we think in my new job. Because as was mentioned in my introduction, I did my MSc in physics from Punjab University. And I have been in atomic energy for almost 16 years and in ISC since 1988. So it's a long journey in academics, research, teaching. So, and in April 2022, I was pleasant surprise, I was moved to Delhi. So it's a journey which I call which because this office of PSA is in Vigyan Bhavan, some of you might be knowing in Delhi. These are the images I generated uh, from the Dreamscape AI tool. So I said, uh, generate images for a person who has done from science to science policy. So these are the images generated. So I thought it's a good use of AI tool. And actually, last year, I was asked to give a JRD Tata Memorial Lecture in Tata Institute in this city, which is again meant for general audience. But so there I thought I'll talk on my science in a popular manner, also the science policy. So the title I concocted was Personal Scientific Journey covering best of both worlds from Vigyan to Vigyan Bhavan. That's where I sit these days. So I thought I'll say it because this journey has been very fascinating. I have been deeply interested in science. That's why till April 2022, I did not take any administrative position for almost 45, 48 years. I thought that was something, my first love was in research and teaching. So this is something I thought I mentioned briefly in Tata Institute, but that time it was not, I talked of the nano heat engine. Probably I gave a talk in this institute almost 5 years back before COVID. That time we had used bacteria to make a heat engine on a nano scale. That was almost 5 years back. And more recently, we were seized with a problem of overcoming power efficiency trade-off in a heat engine. Since all of you are from the technology area, so I thought it might interest you what the problem is. Since Carnot times in 1822, 200 years ago, this Carnot cycle with some cycle time. If you plot work done or the efficiency as a function of cycle time, actually you have the maximum work done when you do the engine very, very slowly. But at that time the power is zero. It is no use. At very, very fast time, it is zero. So in between, so this is the way it behaves. So the power is maximum at an intermediate time. So all the engines for the last 200 years finding an optimum speed where they will have maximum power but compromised efficiency. So we ask this question. So it has almost become like a theorem, but there is no thermodynamic principle which says that it should be limiting. So we started asking this question: can you break this 200-year-old paradigm, or is it like an impossible thing? Is it like a unsolvable problem? But the good news is we could do it very recently, and that is what was published recently. And what we did was using micro heat engine, which I will not go into detail, we could show that even at very fast time, a cycle time, you can have very high efficiency. So this curve bends up as well as the power is very high. So we can reach the Carnot efficiency at a very, very high speed. This, please, I warn you, it's for a micro heat engine, not for heat engine you use in your car or the automobile or locomotive engine. So but this has a one message that this can be done if you have a very clever way by bringing some interactions. I will not, because all of you are very learned audience in a technology institute, which might give you an idea how to overcome this paradigm for a macro heat engine in which can be used in daily life. Work in a nano environment like in biological systems and so on, or in a microfluidic chambers. But can we do this even for a macro heat engine? So I leave this puzzle to you, and I am sure IIT Bombay alumni will solve it. So for the remaining 10-12 minutes, I just thought I'll share with you what is the role of science advice. Now, before we give advice, we need to fix our goal. What is our goal? Of course, you can write essays on it, and there are essays written on it. But I wanted to give a very crisp goal. In my mind, the goal or the challenge is that can we move from service economy to product economy in India? There is nothing wrong in being service economy, but if you want technologically superiority, you need to go to product economy. We have a very thriving service economy, but the product economy in the real sense, made here, designed here, or whatever you want to call product economy, that is very, very limited right now in most of the sectors. Some sectors are doing very well. Sectors in the consumer market, you will have this challenge of the products coming from India, designed in India, and made in at the global scale. So can we have IP-led economy based on deep science? Can we have R&D investment to create products and technologies for disproportionate returns? And how do we translate these technologies by startups and other instruments on scale? And this is the bottom line, that the benefits of our S&T has to reach the entire society. Now, this is where we need to see if these are the goals, what can science advice do or how it should be. So this is something I thought I'll share a few thoughts with you. So though the science policy is not new, we always have this interplay of science and policy. You must have seen science for policy, which is what you call science advice. You also need policy for science, which is what you will have when you make science, technology, innovation policies. So this interplay between science and policy is of absolutely essential, and this is where you have to cut across various sectors, various departments and international agencies. So in this goal, science advice goal and science policy, these are the highlighted activities of our office. So our office deals with both aspects, and we have various instruments. One instrument is we have a Prime Minister Science, Technology, Innovation Advisory Council with few members, external members. And another one is the Empowered Technology Group, which looks at the current technologies which are needed in the country and the future technologies for which India should be ready. And at international one also, we have brought up this science advice mechanism through G20, through Chief Science Advisor Roundtable, where we looked at some issues like open science, open access to published science. One health, I'll tell you a little bit, diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility in STEM, and how do we institutionalize this device, this advice mechanism. I will not go through this. It has many, we have some objectives in our office, but essentially it covers what I told you in the last slide, to look at all aspects of science policy and policy for science. Now, this is just a snapshot of what PM Skype has done in the last 6 years, 2019, when it was reconstituted. So this office is about 22-year old. Kalam, before he became president, he was PSA for 2 years. Then Dr. Chidambaram was PSA for almost 16 years. And then Vijay Raghavan, my predecessor, was for 3 years, 4 years, and I took over in April 22. So in this last 22 years, many things have happened, but I have captured now the mission modes which have been initiated in the last 4 years. And because COVID was in between for 2 years, so there was some derailment. And many things have happened. The good news is, like the green hydrogen mission has been rolled out with the outlay of almost $2.3 billion, with some substantial money for R&D. We have quantum mission rolled out early part of last year. The last few months, it is getting rolled out. This is all. This will be implemented by DST. This is implemented by MNRE. So one thing I need to say just before it is misunderstood, we are an advisory body. We do not implement any mission. So the missions are implemented by ministries and departments. So we play the advisory role, the catalyst role, and whatever it needs. So I'll give you one example. The recent mission last week, Cabinet approved what is called One Health Mission. So this mission is 1 week old, and another mission which we are coming up with, a livelihood mission, how to take science and technology to the rural level, how can we make a difference in their lives. This One Health mission is a very unique mission, and this is the lesson from the COVID times, that you need to integrate human health, animal health, and wildlife all in one when you look at this whole mechanism. And this is where various issues are very common. Whether you have surveillance, we have the how do you make a joint response, how do you have pandemic preparedness, and how do you have other activities like data regulatory modeling and so on. So this, you will be surprised that it has 10 ministries in central government, and all states have this one way or the other, some part of it. So it's a very massive exercise which we did along with all the ministries. What are the gap areas in our preparedness? And the good news is that the One Health Institute has been started in Nagpur. This will enter the whole thing, and this has many activities which I will not go into, because it has many technology challenges. And this is what has been identified in the cabinet note, and this is where the 10 to 12 ministries will be working together on this One Health Mission. This was just to give you a flavor how this science advice mechanism at our office level could help this, because it is cutting across various ministries, various ministers, and various secretaries. So it's a challenging job. It is also technology as well as soft skills, which go all the way to make it. This is now started. So I thought let's have a look at where we stand. We know that we have gone from earlier 83rd rank to 40 rank innovation. This is where we need to see how do we go up, and you can see that the growth has become smaller. Last year also we were 40, and before that 40. Now if we have to make 40 to 15 or 10 competing with other economies, it's going to be a challenge. So that's where you need this huge innovation-led startups, innovation-led industries. All that has to happen if you have to really see how we go up. Indian patents story is encouraging. We have now almost like 45,000 patents filed and almost 30,000 granted. And this is something I hope the trend continues. And the number of publications as of 3 years back is again increasing. So right now, this according to NSF database, it is now increased almost 2.5 times in the last 10 years. And we are almost like third or fourth position, depending on what you count, in the number. But what is lacking, which is a fact which we have to face, in the quality. And this is where we need to work in the coming years. Along with quantity, quality has to go up. And this is the challenge academic institutes have. Number of PhDs again is increasing. You look at the STEM PhDs, we are almost like 30,000 PhDs a year. Question is again, how many are employable? What is their level of preparedness? This is another measure which is not indicated in this, but we all need to attend. This number is not bad if you compare with, for example, US. If you look at the US total, means if domestic plus their own people, that is the gray line. And this is almost catching up with that. If you look at India, which is the blue line, and China is out of scale, which is going very, very high. We don't have to compete in the number game with China. What we should really see is the quality. And this is the challenge we will have to face. This is an often quoted number, so I thought I'll address it in a few seconds. Our GDP percentage, the GERD, gross expenditure on R&D, is 0.64 to 0.7, depending on the year which you take. But the point which one is to also see that the GDP has been increasing, that is with the distance. So when you divide the R&D expenditure, which is given here, though it is increasing, the percentage of that is more or less. So as we go higher in GDP, the GERD 0.7, if it becomes even 1.5%, 2%, that will be a huge sources available in the R&D. And this is what all of us need to see how. Here, a good statistics will be helpful. In this expense R&D, most of the 44% is by central government. 44%. State governments is very small, 6%. Private sector is 36%. Higher education, 8.8% is spent, and public sector industries 4.4. This is completely lopsided compared with other economies, other countries. It's a bit difficult to read, but if you look at any country, let's say UK, most of it, the funding is by the business sector. If you look at France, India is of course, which is the number I gave, but all other countries, look at Israel, it's about very small from the government, 88% is including the business industry. So we need to see how do we synergize our academia and industry together so that they find value in each other and really help each other to grow. And this is the challenge we have. So of course, we have the usual conflicts or paradigm issues. We may have strength on publishing or on process improvement as industry would want. And this is the arrows we have to move. Both of the partners have to move to see that they add value to each other. Now the good news is, which I have seen in the last 5 to 10 years, that this is happening much more than ever before. As I said, I have spent almost 52 years in this domain, and in the academic sector, I have been there for almost 40 years. This is the change which I am seeing much more rapidly happening than it was ever before when we started our journey. And I hope IIT is an excellent example. You have the incubation centers, you have the accelerators. All those things will go a long way in really making this imbalance which we find between government spending and business spending meaningful. And this is the reason I took this time, because all of you, all alumni, you are extraordinarily placed, you are extraordinarily accomplished, and this is where how we have to see how we can take India. I don't think I'll spend much time. This is a new initiative launched, all of you know, National Research Foundation, which has brought in some money from government. But 30, almost 65% of the money government, other private money, philanthropy has to come in. So that is a built-in. This has never been built in any other R&D scheme in the country. So this is the hope that how we can do co-funding, how we can energize this. So this is one platform, National Research Foundation, we hope can help. And this last few days, you must have seen the interim budget announcement. This is really a game changer if we can do it right. So it has announced that 1 lakh crore, 1 trillion, 10 billion, 12 billion, 10, 12 billion, because some of you think in dollars. This is a good number. 1 lakh crore is earmarked as the soft loan to scale up R&D and innovation in sunrise domain in the private sector. So this is what I think should make a difference. How this can energize, can bring more money from in R&D by business partners, along with this government initiative. And I think this is what I hope in the coming months will be more put into concrete steps as we go along. I think that's what I. Okay. I think needless to say, we need fundamental science, we need innovative ideas, we need innovation. All this you need, and this is what will all lead to the deep tech startup. This is something close to my heart, and this is what I was talking a few minutes back when we met privately. And this is where we need to push. How can we make out of 1,17,000 startups? How can we make at least 30 to 40% in the deep tech area? And this is a challenge. There are challenges which we have written in this report. There are opportunities, and we would hope that it can be approved soon by the cabinet. It may or may not happen before the elections are announced, but very soon. And in that, there is a proposal to create many instruments, and we hope that in the deep tech area, this will go a long way as we look at these challenges. So, one area which you must have noticed is that in the deep tech is the space, and this space has been helped by this India space policy. We have some inputs given on this, and this is where this is making a difference with so many good startups, be it in launch vehicle, be it in satellite, be it in space applications, all have come in the last few years, and they are really at a world-class level. So it tells you that if you have the right policy instruments and the right will of all the players, it can make a difference. Because 10 years back, space was not on the table for startup industries. This has happened. So I think many things will happen, many technologies which are taking shape. AI is on everyone's table, many issues. Of course, along with this, you have the ethics issue. We have how do we have the compute resources in the country? How do we make the data available? How do we encourage the applications? All this, and again, a good news is that a mission will be launched very soon on AI with considerable resources from the government, and I hope it will again establish things. And semiconductor mission, as you know, has been rolled out. So what it tells you that many things are happening. We are on the positive trajectory, but it needs a renewed push of, be it in academia, be it in industry, be it in startups, MSMEs, central and state governments. State governments have been a partner which have not contributed so much to the ecosystem. This is one thing which we need to do, because you will be surprised that only two state governments have R&D budget as a line item in their budget. Others don't even have the line item. And those two, actually, we have been coaxing all the state governments to come out with a R&D budget in the so that they are really motivated to spend that, which is not happening in most of the states. So this is what we need to do, and I'm absolutely certain that IIT Bombay will be playing a leadership role along with all the Korean. Thank you very much. May I request Dr. Chaudhary to kindly present. I now invite the Faculty Affairs, Dr. Leela Nahar. This one is to introduce Professor S.C. Sastravati Lifetime Achievement Award. Professor Mubinda. He was a faculty member in the Department of Electrical Engineering in IIT Bombay from 1971 to 2003. He served the institute in various capacities such as head of electrical engineering department. He made significant contributions in technology, research, and education in India. He was a recipient of electronics and telecommunication engineering. He was an excellent teacher and received Excellence in Teaching Awards many times. He was also a recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award for the year 2005. So to recognize his long and distinguished of IIT Bombay toward his students and well-wishers of Professor Sahasrabudhe, and the Professor S.C. Sahasrabudhe Lifetime Achievement Award. So the Lifetime Achievement Award has been renamed as Professor S.C. Sahasrabudhe Lifetime. So this award is to recognize for sustained outstanding contributions by a faculty member. The award is conferred to a faculty member who has served IIT Bombay for the major part of his or her career and has contributed towards teaching, research, industrial interaction, and institutional data. So now I am delighted to share that Professor in fact, Professor Majumdar has as a student, as a faculty member. He is a 1981 BTech followed by MTech in 1983 and PhD. Joined IIT Bombay as a lecturer in 1986 in the Department of Aerospace Engineering and retired recently. So Madhurika's research area is in the structures, aeroelasticity, fiber reinforcement, design optimization, smart structures, and structural health monitoring. He has been teaching students in these areas at P and PG levels. He is a very effective teacher and has won several excellence in teaching awards. He has also guided many PhD and MTech students. He handled several R&D projects and has made impactful work in the light combat aircraft program
Has played a tremendous role in uh, institution building. He was the head of Center for Aerospace Engineering Department from 2008 to 2011, Dean R&D between 2015 and 2021. Personal learning experience. Happy congratulations for submitting that.
Citation reads, the Board of Governors and Senate of the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, facilitate Professor P.M. Majumdar in commendation of his outstanding contributions to the Institute and confer upon him Professor S. C. Saraswati Lifetime Achievement Award, given this 7th day of March 2024.
Well, when we go to a class, many of us will just get a no conflicts and just God, I don't know what you can do this thing out there. He was a patron, invited guests, eminent fellow awardees at this function. My colleagues from the faculty, from the staff, and I feel happy that our institute has bestowed upon me the honor of VSC Saraswati Lifetime Achievement Award, instituted by our esteemed alumni, most of whom are themselves very high achievers in their own fields. I have always believed that what the institute has given me throughout my journey, a very long journey in fact, at IIT Bombay, far outweighs my limited achievements and contributions to the institute, which the institute has deemed worthy of this recognition. Well beyond the great education that the institute um, has given me and the subsequent employment as a faculty member, and be it the freedom of choice of what to do or what not, the institute provides to excel in whatever one chooses, or be it the power of the world-class reputation that the institute rightly enjoys. The institute has been the pillar of strength and support for all our individual and collective. With immense gratitude and with humility, I am forever indebted to IIT Bombay for what it has given me and what it has made. Proudly stated to all that I am an alumnus of IIT and a faculty member of the institute. While it is for others to judge what my real and limited achievements and contributions are, it is with certainty that I can say that I have spent a lifetime, years, including my time as a student at the institute. And on that note, definitely, in a lighter way, the award is awarded.
It is quite humbling to be included among the select group of special uh, people who are past awardees of the Lifetime Achievement Award. All of them who have been very eminent and respected faculty members of the Institute. This very long innings at the Institute, the exciting journey, be it related to teaching, R&D, or administration, or life outside the official sphere. And I have enjoyed every moment of it, with no regrets whatsoever. I truly believe that the outcomes, achievements, and contributions from this exciting journey, however, are shared results. I consider the award more towards being a good catalyst of sort in the many spheres of institute work and towards playing a very significant role than as an individual achievement. I must profusely thank all my students over the years, especially my PhD and master students, for it is their brilliance, enthusiasm, hard work, and perseverance, braving the odds in many academic, intellectual challenges and real-world difficulties at the workplace, that have contributed towards this award which has been given to me today. I also thank all my research collaborators and co-PIs, be it faculty colleagues from the Aerospace Engineering Department and other departments of IIT Bombay, as well as many external collaborators and scientists from government organizations such as ADA, BRDL, NAL, VSSC, and others, for the significant role they have played in the shared achievements. The Deputy Director of Finance and External Affairs, I have closely worked with many faculty colleagues in their role as institute functionaries, as well as interacted with many alumni and have been passionately involved in supporting the institute in many ways. I thank all of them for enriching my thinking and broadening perspectives through discussions and conversations, whether in office and meetings or on the sidelines. In fact, especially the later. Further, it is only when one is in such administrative positions that one comes to know closely the immense contributions of the officers and staff of all sections of the institute in running the institute and supporting the students and faculty. And supporting the students and faculty take the institute to greater heights. My thanks to all those from the officers and staff who interacted with me during these many years as institute functionary, whether across the table in meetings or in the background, and helped me do my job there. I also wish to thank all my colleagues, past and present, from the Aerospace Engineering Department and the institute for the many memorable moments at the personal level. Finally, though the list of people to personally thank on the journey is quite large, I wish to name a few of the most influential colleagues to convey my deep sense of gratitude to them for their role. My thanks to Professor Suryanarayan, Professor Lakkad, Professor Subhakar for being a friend, philosopher, and guide, apart from being a professional collaborator. Many thanks to Professor Ashok Joshi, a very, very close friend, for always being there for everything since my student days and even more. And thanks to Professor Devang Thakkar and Professor Subhashish Chaudhary for many things, but principally for their faith and trust in me and inducting me into the institute level administration. Professor Pradeep, previous and current heads of the department, also sending my nomination for the award, I'll be against my reluctance. Last but not the least, I have to thank my family, my parents for the value system and please supporting me in the face of difficulty. And Tejaswini and my wife Shubha here today for their unqualified, ever-present support and understanding at the end. Congratulations to all other awardees in today's functions. Thank you all present for your good wishes.
distinguished alumni, colleagues, students, and staff members. I have pleasant task today to introduce awardees of Professor S.C. Bhattacharya Award for Excellence in Pure Sciences and H.S. Mathur Award for Mr. Mathur, an alumnus of IIT Bombay, has received two awards in recognition of quality research work conducted by our institute. These awards started in 2004 and aim to recognize quality research work which displays originality, hard work, scholarship, and impact on the community of researchers. So awards for excellence in research in two categories have been instituted and named in honor of two former professors of IIT Bombay and Mr. H.H. Mathur Award for Excellence in Applied Sciences. The awards are in the form of citation, a cash incentive of 5 lakh each. These are one-time awards to faculty based on the research work undertaken at IIT Bombay during the last 10 years. The awardees are selected by a search cum selection committee led by the director, institute functionaries, and eminent external experts as members of this committee. Awards for excellence in research for year 2023 are as follows. Professor S.C. Bhattacharya Award for Excellence in Pure Sciences for 2020. Her contributions are in the field of structural biochemistry, where her research has made an impact in biosensor development of aromatic water pollutants and in developing new drug targets. I now invite Professor Ruchi Anand to accept the award from Professor Sri.
The citation reads, the Indian Institute of Technology Bombay confers the Professor S.C. Bhattacharya Award for Excellence in Pure Sciences 2023 upon Professor Ruchi Anand, Department of Chemistry, in recognition of her contribution in the area of structural biology, biochemistry, and biophysics.
Congratulations, Professor Ruchi Anand. I request you to accept the awards.
Actually, thank you over by receiving this award. And I actually he personally interacted with Professor S.C. Bhattacharya. He visited our department a couple of years ago, and when he was like, he was retired in Dehradun, and he was from Dehradun, so I visited him. I actually visited him in his house a couple of times. So, great to have a award from IIT. It's also great to interact with a great scientist like Professor S.C. Bhattacharya and being able to be so close with him. On the offset, I would like to thank my students because all the work we do doing well, and they were the drivers of our lab and will remain the drivers of the lab. And we work in collaboration. So my students deserve this award as much as I just represent them. I would say that, right? And without any funding, you can't do much work. So I also want to thank with all my heart the funding agencies. We have for our bioscience award and for antibiotic resistance work we have moreover, so IIT Bombay has been the strong support. I think I owe a big thanks to the donations that are coming in. We are able to get grants from it to be able to do work, which I hope this is how we can learn. So with that, I would like to again thank uh, IIT and the awards committee for selecting me. Thank you so much.
Professor H.H. Mathur Award for Excellence in Applied Sciences for 2023 is awarded to Professor Rohit Srivastava, Department of Biosciences and Bioengineering. This is for his commitment to find the unmet needs of India's rural healthcare, which has led to the development of several innovative and affordable POCTs. Urine analysis system, complete cholesterol profile, diabetic management, non-invasive hemoglobin measurement, etc. Many of these products are clinically validated, while Sync, UCheck, TouchUp,
Bombay confers the Professor H.H. Mathur Award for Excellence in Applied Sciences 2023 upon Professor Rohit Srivastava, Department of Biosciences and Bioengineering, in recognition of his contribution in the area of affordable point-of-care diagnostics, medical devices, cancer nanomedicine, and orthopedic nanomaterials. Congratulations.
Got this award because of IIT Bombay. I owe everything to IIT Bombay. Although I did not graduate from here, I consider myself as much an alumni as each one of you, and I hope that I continue working for IIT Bombay for the rest of my life. Again, I stand here not as an individual, as Professor Ruchi mentioned, I stand here on the shoulders of all my students. We have graduated several students in the past. They are all alumni of IIT Bombay today, and I am proud of all their achievements that have made us what we are. If today there are several students and entrepreneurs from our lab and several of our faculty working as faculty in other IITs and other institutes, I'm proud that they have graduated from IIT Bombay. I'm proud that we have been able to just point of as was mentioned in the citation. Most importantly, I'm thankful to all my faculty colleagues, my own department, especially late Professor Inti Banerjee, who was there, held my hand when I entered research field at IIT Bombay and continued guiding me till an unfortunate passing away during COVID times. I am also thankful to all my clinical collaborators, all mentors, especially Professor Padmanathan from IIT Bangalore, Professor. Three of these people have helped shape my life, and IIT Bombay has helped me achieve my dreams. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Secretary Dr. Ajay Sood, University Theory, Secretary distinguished alumni, faculty, colleagues, and friends. It's really my very pleasant responsibility to introduce the distinguished alumnus. They have excelled and distinguished themselves in all spheres of their professional life across the globe. IIT Bombay alumni currently occupy senior leadership positions in academia, industry, government services, arts, NGOs, and several other such significant positions, and have made significant societal impact, industry impact across the globe. A testimony to this impact that they have created, just one example, the 118th Congress in the House of Representatives in the United States recognized IITs to society. Thus, IIT Bombay alumni have exemplified excellence in their contributions as cutting-edge researchers, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, team makers, both in India and across the globe. IIT Bombay alumni have indeed been very strong partners in IIT Bombay's growth. IIT Bombay is deeply grateful to their love and attachment and their participation and support in various growth initiatives. Key to recognize these exemplary achievements by alumni, IIT Bombay instituted the Distinguished Alumnus and Alumna Awards, Silver Jubilee celebrations in 1983. From 1996 onwards, the DAA became a regular annual event. Celebration which today held in March every year includes a certification containing a citation and a memento. It's my privilege to introduce the Distinguished Alumnus / Alumna Awards for 2024. I begin with Professor Anil Virkar. Virkar is currently the H. Kent Bowen Endowed Chair in Material Science and Engineering at the University of Utah. After his BTech at IIT Bombay, he received his MS in Engineering Mechanics from Louisiana State University, USA in 1969, and his PhD in Material Science from Northwestern University. Over the years, he has consulted for numerous companies, including Hercules, several other companies. I would like to request Professor Chaudhary to kindly read the citation and confer the award on Professor Anil Virkar. Please join us online.
Citation reads, Indian Institute of Technology Bombay presents the Distinguished Alumnus Award 2024 to Professor Anil Virkar, BTech in Metallurgical Engineering and Material Science 1967, in recognition of his outstanding contributions in the academy. Congratulations.
Next, Distinguished Alumnus Awardee is Mr. Narendra Dhulia, inviting Mr. Professor Dhulia. He is currently the chairman and managing director of Bishop Instruments Limited. He earned his BTech from IIT Bombay in 1970. He has built a multinational Indian company from scratch in 1983, but solar string inverters and die casting. I request Professor Chaudhary to kindly bestow the DA.
Presents the Distinguished Alumnus Award 2024, Mr. Narendra Dhulia, BTech in Electrical Engineering 1974, in recognition of his outstanding contributions to the electrical products. Congratulations.
I invite Mr. Narendra Dhulia to kindly take the vote.
Good afternoon, everybody. Respected Back at 74 behind them. But very nice. We spent last 4 days in the campus going around and seeing what has changed, what has not changed. And I'll say a few words, but really, first of all, we all work because we enjoy our work. We don't work to get any award, but when you are recognized, obviously it's something which you are doing what I not being doing. Love it, all my colleagues love it. To share, I have colleagues from teachers. At that time, we used to make fun of our teachers, but later on, we left IIT, we realized what education it is given us, what logics, what all that. But India is a growing country. We can see it's a long way to go. We have such a large population. We are very proud that India is the fifth largest economy and slowly going to become the third largest. I feel that per capita we are still backward. We still have a lot of people who are living either below the poverty line or who don't get opportunity who are smart people. Therefore, people sitting in this room, I can just if I know Alumni, if I take the net value of these people, the knowledge value of these people is very high. Therefore, we get together and see really what is remaining to be done. And what we have done is great. Question but there's a long way to go. And Bombay is a nice institute. Other than the government, we should stop blaming the government for what they are doing and what they are doing. We should get together and see what we can do. So that the generations who will come, they will remember the old alumni people like us, what we have done and what we have not done to make sure that their life is better, their life is easier. I can be critical, but I am being critical only to when we do something much more than what, let me say, earlier batches have done. India is a growing country, and therefore the need is rising faster than the things that we are doing. So, thank you for coming. Thank you for recognizing, and I hope we all have a great future in India together.
Thank you, Navindra Gogia. Our next distinguished alumnus awardee, because he won't complain, he will step up on the dais. Mr. Salil Jolde, the requesting to please step. This is a currently partner, he is currently serving on several boards as the board has BTech in mechanical engineering from IIT Bombay, his MS in robotics and control systems from Clemson in 1982, and his Mr. Donde was the CEO and board director at Ventive Technology, risk management and processing solutions, enabled with market-leading analytics and artificial intelligence technology to reduce the total cost of risk. In January 2024, Mr. Of Ventive so private equity backed company. I request the secretary to read the citation and request to kindly withdraw. India waiting for distinguished Salamata. This is wrong. This is the next one. So we've done this. So we take in we take in 1980 the recognition of the outstanding contributions in the entrepreneurial world that holds.
to say that I am to say that I am honored and humbled is obvious, but a gross understatement because there is no vernacular in the English language, nor Hindi, nor Marathi that expresses how I feel today. All the faculty, alumni, and a special shout out to my high school friends from 51 years ago. And I am this week overwhelmed today as I was on the eve of Republic Day 2024 when I received an email from Professor and it meant so much to me that I decided to make a special trip here to receive the award. Uh, if you think about DNA, it's made up of four chemical building blocks, literally. DNA comprises of our family, health, our professional life, and our society. All earning belongs solely. And when Professor Sood mentioned cardinal cycle, it brought back traumatic memories to me. But yes, education has some relevance, but more important is the critical thinking, the aggressive thinking, and the stick-to-itiveness that IIT built in us for a paltry sum, 300 rupees a month. And someone checked my math, and today's dollar exchange rate, it translates to $200 for the entire 5-year period of education. It's phenomenal. And so as I reflect on my journey from 1980, I'm filled with gratitude for my faculty. Professor Patak, thank you for saving me from carbon cycle and sharing my software. That has allowed me to put food on the table here. My colleagues, my friends, and my wife of several years. She's not watching. My two wonderful daughters, Sonia and Shilpa, who have always bestowed love and affection. And then you come back after you receive the award to the responsibility of repaying it. Finance in me came out when I sat down to figure out the rate of interest which I would have to use to repay the IT has made in me, and that's when I found out what Ramanujan, the mathematician, figured out about infinity. Simply no way to repay financially what the IIT invested in you, but you can repay in some meaningful ways. And I do that by flying needy patients in my plane. I do that by giving back to IIT. I was one of the founding professors of the Desai City School of Piano, right? And I support wounded warriors, orphan elephants, and children's education in Bangalore. And my commitment is as I go forward in life, I'll continue to take the lessons I have learned at IIT. Bombay has always been my first dream, and guess what? IIT has been on center stage all of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip. Next DAA award is Mr. Pratik Pratap Nair. We invite him to kindly step into the dais. Mr. Pratap Nair is currently the founder, director, president, and CEO at Engineero. He earned his BTech in chemical engineering at IIT Bombay and was an Institute silver medalist, and his PhD in chemical engineering from Rice University. Request is to read the citation, which is negotiate with interview.
Indian Institute of Technology Bombay presents a distinguished alumnus award 2024 to Dr. Pratap Nair, BTech in Chemical Engineering 1983, and recognition of its outstanding contributions in the entrepreneurial world. Congratulations.
request you to put up now, PCA. Distinguished guests and my fellow alumni, classmates here, thank you for coming. Considering that this is an award that has been given to, if you look at it, 10 of all the students who have graduated from this. For this, I'm deeply grateful to a lot of my batchmates who have actually nominated me, and in particular Arun Tungare, who actually started this whole effort, and of course to the esteemed committee who deemed that now this institute, you know, everyone's said this before, but I truly believe set a great foundation, not only in the technical engineering skills, I mean that's a given, don't need to repeat that really, but a lot of the soft skills, the foundation was really laid there. Even outside of the hostel life, the very process that we went through here ingrained in us things like tenacity, the ability to really stick to things and get it done. So there are a lot of things that we learn, and that deeply helped me. And actually stick to it and keep building this business. So, without taking too much of your time, thank you once again for being part of this very special moment. Thank you, Pratham. Our next BAA awardee is from UK, US. Nallicherry Vaidyanathan Tyagarajan, more affectionately known as Tiger, and board director of Kantar Double and Catalyst. After his BTech in Mechanical Engineering from IIT Bombay, Tiger acquired his MBA from IIM Ahmedabad in 1985. Tiger pioneered a new global business model and transformed the division of General Electric GE Capital International Services into Genpact, a global professional services firm that delivers digital transformation solutions for clients. I would like to kindly read the citation and facilitate you to confer the award. Not here with us is in the US, but I invite his colleague Mr. Ashwin Doshi to kindly step up on the dais and receive. And Institute of Technology Bombay presents the Distinguished Alumni Award, Vaidyanathan Tyagarajan, BTech in Mechanical Engineering 1983, in recognition of its outstanding contributions in the corporate world. Congratulations to yeah, you can throw it in here. It is such an honor
to be receiving the Distinguished Alumni Award for 2024 from the Indian Institute of Technology in Bombay. It is 45 years back that as a young 17-year-old, I was privileged to come to the portals of this institution that has then shaped my life. It is the 5 years that I spent here that forever define the way I think, the way I approach problems, the way I solve problems, even today. It's where I made some of my deepest friends. It is where I made some of my fondest memories. I will always be indebted to the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, for the faculty, for the administrators, the hostel employees, and for the friends I made for making me who I am. It is humbling to be recognized in this way amongst a fantastic group of other employees, including two others from my village. Congratulations to my fellow employees, and thank you again for the recognition.
The pleasure to introduce our next DAA awardee, Dr. Sridhar Bhalchandra Shukla. And after receiving his BTech in Electrical Engineering from IIT Bombay, he went on to receive ECE from North Carolina State University with a dissertation on parallel processing. Her experiences span a broad spectrum from teaching and research in academia to commercial technology development. To felicitate the Bombay. Present the Distinguished Alumni Award 2024 to Dr. Sridhar Bhalchandra Shukla, BTech in Electrical Engineering 1983, in recognition of his outstanding contributions in the entrepreneurial world. Congratulations.
We begin with the namaste. Honored and humbled. And Salil, if you will permit me, in campus language, totally zapped and sight. So, starting with day -1 today, the IIT Bombay experience has been one in which I encountered distinguished people, each one distinguished, sometimes known worldwide, sometimes known to a few. So it's no surprise that I feel overwhelmed by the institute leaders placing me in this star-studded, globally distinguished group of the institute. It's a really special moment for me and my family. This campus has been a home away from home in my most formative years. In one room for all the time, even during the summers. And they didn't disturb the neighbors also. So that really became a home. I learned and continue to learn so much in this home. But what ranks at number one is that it taught me how to be among smart people who support each other for life. And that learning has been the precious for me throughout my entrepreneurial journey. Since I'm told I'm recognized for my entrepreneurial contributions, I will mention what the Institute gave me. I remain indebted forever to my career teachers. I see Professor Pathak. Thanks the ringer that the system put me through, my colleagues along the way who trusted me and worked hard to make me successful. I've been damn lucky to be born to my parents, Bhachandra and Pramodini Shukla, who are no more. They got me to this campus. I cherish the time I spent with my father-in-law, Dr. Yashwant Deshmukh, who's no more, and my mother-in-law, Sumitra Deshmukh. They agreed to let me get my lucky charm and beloved life partner, Gauri. She has been my anchor. Our children, Aditya and Rohini, arrived in our lives on their own terms and made it all worthwhile and became our chief motivators. So today, life is just looking like a wow. I thank you for being here. Yesterday, more special. Thank you.
Thank you, Sridhar. Our next BAA awardee is Mr. Sanjay Jain. We have requested and let's get up into the line. Mr. Sanjay Jain is currently a partner with the Bharat University Fund to receive his BTech in Computer Science from IIT Bombay. It is followed by his MS in Computer Science from University of California. Jain is a partner at the Bharat Innovation Fund, which invests in early stage companies that uses intellectual property as a business differentiator. I request Professor Chaudhary to read the citation. Professor Ajay, please you can quote it in
of Bombay, welcome to the Distinguished Alumni Award 2024, Mr. Sanjay Jain, BTech in Computer Science Engineering, 1987, in recognition of his outstanding contributions in government and public service. Congratulations, Sanjay.
It is indeed a pleasure and an honor the other BAs have mentioned. And it is very special to receive it in the presence of Dr. S. Arun Kumar. With Professor Patak, I learned outside the classroom, in the campus, and Professor Arun Kumar is also my first programming class was taught by him, and then he also inspired during my seminar project. But in addition to that, there's also many of and it is indeed a pleasure to receive it in front of them. Father. And in addition to that, I would say today, friends, people,
our next BAA awardee is Mr. Rajesh Jain. I request him to kindly step on to the dais. Rajesh Jain is currently the founder of Network Cloud. He received his BTech in Electrical Engineering from IIT Bombay and his MS in Columbia University. Mr. Jain started his professional journey in Linux in White Plains, New York, before returning to India in 1992 to become
Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, presents the Distinguished Alumni Award 2024 to Mr. Jain, BTech in Electrical Engineering, 1988, in recognition of his outstanding contributions in the entrepreneurial world.
My Rajesh, please say a few words.
Professor Sahasrabudhe was my BTech guide. See, I learned a lot from him. It motivated me and ensured my ability. I learned entrepreneurship from my parents, especially watching my father try many things in his life as I was growing up. But the real learning of failure came after the first Deepan Ghosh test. 2 out of 20, and you know, we rise from there. Bhavani and I, we have worked together for 20 years. Is just before marrying, I want to show IIT. Whatever the path, that teacher also spend for 20 years and we have worked together. Everything I have is because of. We talk about the hospital, but we are all made by our beings. And the health care changed. Age 5, 241 to 256, where I spent 10 years with great memories. I learned a lot. And getting together. I think it's very like certain paths guidance. The path will I think probably the fish is here. Both of us were very power of the expense account. It's still long nights spent by very research with the expense account. So I was side. But business is both basically the book started talking about its topic. I think those 4 years in my career, tremendous memories. It's very emotional. It's very much.
Um, I would invite our next BAA awardee, Mr. Karthik Ganapati, to kindly step onto the dais. Mr. Karthik Ganapati is currently the Vice President and co-founder of India Ideas.com Limited in Builders. He graduated with his BTech in Electrical Engineering from IIT Bombay and got his specialization from IIT. His professional journey started with Arthur Anderson's Financial Services Consulting practice for 5 years before he ventured out on his own.
India Institute of Technology Bombay presents the Distinguished Alumnus Award 2024 to Mr. Karthik Kanapati, BTech in Electrical Engineering, 1993, in recognition of his outstanding contributions in the entrepreneurial world. Congratulations.
This is a very, very special moment. As always, like before the exam, I'm not prepared, and I was making a few notes. In the past, the advantage is that you know all the questions that have been asked and the answers that have been given. Prepare and see what could be said, but you also have the pressure because all the questions have already been asked. And in this case, everybody said all that has to be said. But I'm still going to repeat a bit of it. I'm very, very grateful to all the colleagues who have nominated me and to the committee, Professor State, Professor Chau, and the rest of the faculty should be given this award. Even more humbled because somebody has said that this is a very select, less than 1% circle. I really never, in my wildest dreams, imagined that I would be actually standing to receive this award. And I think, what have I really learned? What is it that when it comes to IIT Bombay, what do I really kind of think? Comfort that I would always get when I come back here to campus, or even when I think about the 4 years that I've spent here, is just beyond any other experience that I've had in my life. But what have I learned? That first happened here at IIT. And I'm very proud of it. I also learned to take it easy. Not worry about anything that comes your way that puts a hurdle in front of you, because at the end of it, I can assure you every IIT Bombay person will, with full and utter confidence, say that they can just manage it. They can do what is required to do for that particular situation. And that's what I've been following. The other tenet that I've learned, which is Rajesh spoke about doing it, I happen to be in the same in our time. The way it used to work is you get sector into the wing. And then depending on the kind of person you are, there are the other batchmates who are already part of the hostel, who are the big daddies, so to speak. And then they decide they play the politics of actually allotting the students and making sure that they get the right people into their wing. I'm grateful for that, for those set of colleagues. Remember how badly I did in the first semester? It was an utter drop from what I felt, when I entered the IIT, that I used to be so good, and then with a sixth funding. What I was told by my senior at that time, when I said that the next semester I would just put my head down and only study, he said, we don't need people like you. We don't need people like you who are only going to study. And he was a complete demonstration of somebody who not only used to be the topper, all the other kinds of activities in campus, whether it was sports, whether it was dramatics, whether it was just drastically for the games that people have to play, and that is a role model. So I'm very happy to be here and be present in India. My entrepreneurship journey was more like I was just too bored of what I was doing. And I think I'm grateful to everybody, my clients, my colleagues who supported me in my office. Very, very supportive of the kind of work that we do. And that's what has really led me here, and I hope to contribute more. Uh, I think one thing that I have learned out of this session is that I have done much less from what I think I should be probably doing, and that's the learning that I'm going to take back. And finally, I'd like to thank my parents. My mom is no more, who kind of had absolute unstinting and complete 100% faith in what I could do, and teachers, colleagues at IIT Bombay, the faculty who shaped us, colleagues at work.
Thank you, Karthik. Our next DA is Dr. Mukesh Khare. Could I invite him to step on the dais? Currently the General Manager of IBM Semiconductor Division and Vice President of Hybrid Cloud Research at IBM. He leads a global team of more than 1,500 researchers and engineers that are redefining the future of computing for the next generation workloads, such as generative AI, and multi-cloud. Dr. Khare earned his BE from Mumbai University, his MTech from IIT Bombay, and his PhD from electrical engineering. I request Dr. Khare.
India Institute of Technology Bombay presents the Distinguished Alumni Award 2024 to Dr. Mukesh V. Khare, MTech in Electrical Engineering 1994, in recognition of his outstanding contributions in the corporate world. Congratulations.
Yeah, Dr. Mukesh, please be applauded.
It's truly humbling, truly humbling to be recognized as distinguished alumni of IIT. This is a special moment that I'm really proud to share with the distinguished guests here. And I'm very proud that my wife, Yamini, is also here. Uh, in this journey. How I did IIT Bombay. I have admission and here I am. I ended up in IIT Bombay. She said, "It doesn't matter which field, you're just the best choice that I ever made." I have many great memories of my truly based on IIT to really define who I am today. As Professor Chaudhary mentioned earlier on, IIT Bombay is a journey. I have learned many lessons. Relationship with those great people. And second, there will be many ups and downs in the journey. As we saw at IIT Bombay, and we just always showed up, always showed up. One great, as a part of my journey, as I said, we met many great people. One really great person I met at IIT Bombay is my Professor Vijay Vasi, that I see sitting over there. Professor Vasi really helped shape my entire journey, and I'm forever grateful to have known Professor Vasi in my life. I really want to thank IIT Bombay and Professor Vasi
for shaping trajectory of my life. And I'm really truly honored.
I invite Professor Ashwin Sheshia to step up onto the dais. Professor Ashwin Sheshia is currently Professor of Microsystems Technology in Engineering Physics from IIT Bombay, followed by an MS and PhD from the University of California, Berkeley, and an MA from the University of Cambridge. She joined as Faculty of Engineering Department of the University of Cambridge in 2002 and is currently a professor.
Indian Institute of Technology Bombay presents the Distinguished Alumni Award 2024. Arun Kumar Chetia, BTech in Engineering Physics, 1996, in recognition of his outstanding contributions in the academic world. Congratulations.
And you're testing the PhD of the speakers, Professor Soon, Director Professor Chaudhary, like all alumni, I received my foundational grounding here at IIT Bombay. While it was an incredible learning experience in more ways than one, and today I guess I will recall some of the faculty who were really inspirational in my journey. Rock circuits, it's a Shiv Prasad, we call it Professor of quantum mechanics, among many others. My first research experiences were here, and internship was with Professor Jayesh Dalari, introduced me to the field of computational modeling, and then my BTech project introduced me to the field of electronics, and that was with media Professor Rakesh Lal. That was the start of my journey in the field where so many faculty to thank, and it is one of my fondest research experiences in my third year summer was with Professor Jayesh. Almost my family. My parents are here, so my brother Sanjit. They're really my driving force, my inspiration. Uh, like all alumni, IIT Bombay is the place for many fond memories, and I'm really looking forward. Invite our next BAA awardee, Professor Devara, to step onto the dais. She started the first e-commerce marketplace in India. Group became the president of the e-commerce business future Bazaar.com. Part of the IIT Bombay's business incubator signed and created mobile payment app out of Kuwait for restaurant owners in the US. We did a global plan published in 2005, predicting that the Indian startup funding by global investors for the short-term bubble like the Chinese market.
Of Technology Bombay presents the Distinguished Alumnus Award 2024 to Mr. Kashyap Deora in Computer Science and Engineering 2000 in recognition of his outstanding contributions in the entrepreneurial world. Congratulations.
So in high school, with subject, with activity, with sport, with hobby. About 8th standard or so, I used to go to my parents and say, what should I do? And they used to ask, what do you want to do? And what I heard was, like, what kind of lazy parenting is this? So what they really meant was, you have to decide what you want to do. And we will help you decide what you want to do. How I started making choices in life. And I was still hearing, do what you want. I had a free ticket. And I was so good at it that I forgot everything around me, including my sister. In my youth, I was just focused on knowing what I want and doing what I want. So in my first year of IIT, I did sports. Second year of IIT, my fourth year of IIT, I did a startup. I was doing what I wanted. Parenting continued for me at IIT. I won't name everyone, but in the third year, TechFest would not have happened had we not been supported by Professor Srinathar. He's nodding, he knows what I'm talking about. In the face of so much adversity and resistance, now TechFest is an annual festival. My Professor Anand Pradhan, Rakesh Mathur, who's an IIT Bombay alum, BMDT sponsored the chairs, co-chair and professor, and mentors. When, after my first startup, Meena, who's also here from the university, basically got used to IIT Bombay parenting me through my entire adult journey. It took in a kid and, gave me the person, made me the person I am. Everything I've done in my adult life and done with her. So this is one of hers as a businessman, 1950. And finally, in some ways, I want to pay this forward just the way I received from IIT Bombay. I'm now part of the IIT Bombay Heritage Foundation. And I used to do my best to make, to achieve the mission of IIT Bombay being one of the top universities of the world. Number one in the country,
We have a long way to go to be amongst the top in the world, and we will get there. We're working hard to get there. We now invite Nakul Agarwal to kindly step up onto the dais. Nakul is currently the co-founder and CTO of BrowserTech. Pursued his BTech in CSE from IIT Bombay. He is a serial tech entrepreneur from India who loves solving difficult problems that have the potential for global impact.
This distinguished awareness around in BTech in Computer Science and Engineering 2006 in recognition of its outstanding contributions that entrepreneurial world.
Nakul, before we step up onto the dais, to say a few words, may I request you to please receive the award and replace as well. Ritesh is currently also the co-founder and CEO of BrowserTech. He received his BTech in Computer Science from IIT Bombay. His entrepreneurial journey is marked by a passion for solving universal problems that led to the founding of BrowserTech in 2020. I request Professor Chaudhary to read the citation and Professor Ajay Seth to kindly restore the vote.
Dear Minister of Technology Bombay, presents the distinguished Alumni Award 2024 to Mr. Ritesh Agarwal, BTech in Computer Science and Engineering. Recognition of his outstanding contributions in the entrepreneurial world. Please do let him know our congratulations.
I invite Mr. Kishore to Hello everyone. Like Arpita said, a lot has been said and it's quite difficult to find words. But I would like to start with thank you, esteemed professors, faculty, and all the other people. I feel all IITs and IIT Bombay, I think it's exposure to this talent of India. And best of us decide to continue research and become professors and other faculty members. So getting nominated and then getting recognized by everyone and the best of the talent of India, I think it's an immense gratitude. And so much to thank. I suppose I don't know where to start. I'll first start with being born in India. I'm super proud of being born in the best country with such strong cultural ethos and values, which makes me who I am today. I'd like to thank my parents and my wife for having my back and to see me every time I failed and I failed quite even. People build great companies. This is true. Applies to Aspect as well. I would like to thank my team as well. They are as much part of this award as rest my family. For solving all the problems, I did solve few, but they solve all the rest to grow the business and take it where it is today. But most of it, I don't think would be possible if I wasn't here, I wasn't nurtured by my professors, and I wasn't polished to become the person I am today. So many memories and so many takeaways. I think the most important one, I would say, when you get into IIT, you believe you are a hardworking person, and you learn a different definition of hardworking when you come to IIT. I think the two key takeaways, I think, was becoming a problem solver. I think I just knew how to do work for the arts. I didn't know how to solve problems. I think I learned that in IIT by a lot of guidance from my professors and of course my students. And the second thing, I think, first year I asked my professor, what is one thing you can advise me? He said, learn to say no and stay focused. I think it's hard. I didn't realize it until third year of my IIT, and then I started saying no to my friends to go out and doing a lot of other activities.
But my internal work, I think, happened to me second year, and I think Ritesh and me met in college. We were the first year together, and we thought, why we build global cloud companies happening? We solve some of the hard problems in IIT. Why they can't spend great time? And we spoke to our professors. Professor Manjunath back then was in the networking department. He said, "Oh, can you solve these problems? And I will help you." We did work on it a little bit, but didn't go anywhere. Fourth year, we did work on neural networks back then. I think thanks to Gil, take us in. We didn't go anywhere. We did three more, I think, outside IT as well. We didn't go anywhere. Finally, we published successful lost that. But thank you everyone at IIT to make us what we are today. And it will be possible with my best professors and the best colleague I see here. Thank you.
We go to the next aspect of the awards, and this is our young alumni achiever awards. They are instituted in 2011 and are conferred upon alumni who have been outstanding in their achievements in their chosen field of work and are below 40 years of age. The YAAA, the Young Alumnus/Alumna Achiever Award, is presented to alumni during IIT Bombay Foundation Day. Today, Alec Agarwal, who is joining us online, is a staff research scientist at Google Research, obtained his BTech in IIT Bombay and his PhD from UT Berkeley. All worked at Microsoft Research, where they led the Reinforcement Learning Research Group. Institute of Technology Bombay presents Young Listening Festival Award 2024 to Dr. Alec Agarwal, BTech in Computer Science and Engineering. Recognition of his early outstanding achievements in research. Video, initially.
And one and all the faculty to give me such a fantastic educational program. First, I'd like to thank Dr. Peter. Leading us ideas in machine learning and helping me find my feet. But my biggest thing and the very first inspired me to pursue a career in research. So I learned for the
The next YAA experimental safety staff IBM Watson Research Center currently leads the quantum capabilities and demonstration team, building tools for executing large quantum. After his BTech from IIT Bombay, he received his PhD in physics from Pennsylvania State University in 2015. His research currently spans the control and coherence of superconducting qubits, multi-qubit characterizations, and real-time association of sensing. Presents the Young Alumni Festival Award 2024. Dr. Abhinav and BTech in Engineering Physics 2008. Now we should have the early outstanding activity. invite the Keynote to a few.
In the work, we Karnataka composer and Tyagaraja, Endro Mahababu, Ambedkar Avandu. All the learned and accomplished people here, my salutations. Right. Interestingly, when I was at IIT, I never thought about what it took to build an institution like this. I don't think I even knew when Foundation Day was. And very interestingly, in the 15 years after I left IIT, father's work, I got some glimpse into what it means to build Indian institutions in this ecosystem. And particularly with that insight, this has really deepened my appreciation for what this institution and particularly the significance of this foundation. There are perhaps very few moments in physics that so quickly blur the lines between fundamental science and technology. And I feel quite fortunate to be working in this field of science, while it also captures the public's imagination. Of course, for science at this level of complexity and scale, it's never a one-person job. Possible without all the contributions of my colleagues, and yeah, they've really been part of this journey, unraveling new and new advances every year. To see India's own efforts with the national quantum machine coming to fruition. Thank you also to my advisors and mentors for all the opportunities. I learned quantum computing, quantum mechanics from Professor Umar, who I see in the audience today. Yeah, my family is here. My mother, my in-laws, my brother, my wife and friends are looking for me remotely. They all had an important role to play in nudging me to make express my gratitude to this institution. So thank you all, and
And introduce the next YAA awardee, Karthik Stater, Professor Karthik Stater, to come. Is currently the John F. Hale Senior Professor in Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering. Graduating with a dual degree from IIT Bombay, issued his PhD in Chemical Engineering from MIT, USA, and is currently with the University of California, Berkeley, and Harvard University. Professor Shekhar studies basic questions at the intersection of computational biology and physics. His work has contributed to our current understanding of cellular building blocks of the brain.
Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, present the young alumni Sachi Award 2024, to Professor Karthik, degree, BTech and MTech, in Chemical Engineering 2008, recognition of his already outstanding achievements in academia. Congratulations.
Thank you, IIT Bombay, for this prestigious honor, and congratulations to my fellow awardees. I have to say that I am where I am today because of this institution and the countless people that have supported me, often without even realizing this. To my teachers at IIT Bombay, thank you for instilling in me the love of science and teaching me to think deeply. Though it has been nearly 20 years, my memories of the classes that I took here are still extremely vivid, almost as if it was just Srinivasan's lectures on Bessel functions and Fourier series, Professor Uday Shenoy's lectures on transport phenomena, Professor Mahesh lectures on non-dimensionalization and scaling, and his course of fluid mechanics, that I actually teach today to students. I even remember Sudha Shastri's course on Indian writing in English that exposed many of us simple-minded engineers to the joys of reading fiction. Professor A.K. Suresh, who's in the audience and who was my research mentor, he had a course on modeling and simulation where he made us read and rewrite the classic papers of G.I. Taylor and Rutherford Harris that left a really deep impression on me. Professor Deepan Ghosh, who was mentioned earlier, he had a fractals and pure theory that again I love. I could go on and on. I have to say that if it were not for these exposures during my formative years, I would have been a very different kind of scientist and most likely not a scientist at all. A few of these teachers also became lifelong mentors, and if only I had been less of an introvert and more proactive, I would have cultivated many more mentors. Second, I've been extremely lucky to have made lifelong friends who continue to be a constant source of professional inspiration and personal support. There are too many to list here, but they know who they are. The bonds we forged in this campus have endured divergent careers, varied time zones, and the vicissitudes of fate. The nights we stayed up preparing for exams or finishing projects, chat sessions at coffee shops and local canteens, the troubles we got ourselves into, the events we organized, competitions we participated in, our debates and differences of opinion, the books and movies we read and watched and made others and insisted that others read those and watch them, the weekend trips to Sayadris, all of them are etched in my memory. Third, I would like to express my deep love and gratitude to my family who supported me at every stage of my journey. My sister Nandini, my mother Lakshmi, and my father Shekhar have been my rock. They believed in me even when my own belief in myself faltered. They were always there when I needed them, and they were right there even when I did not know I needed them. During my time at IIT, my mother made sure that home was just a phone call away when I was on campus. I remember my father taking a day off from his busy work, which was quite unusual, to bring me lunch and refreshments on the day I was taking a JEE. He was here with me on the day of my orientation, and 21 years later, my parents are here today, seeing me giving this long speech. And my family did not care much about my grades, the awards I won or did not matter, the career choices I made, or my salary or bank balance. I was eating well and I was sleeping well. In the words of Kurt Vonnegut, if this isn't nice, what is? Finally, I would like to express my gratitude to this great institution that has played such an important role in shaping the fates of so many like me. Bombay the very best time to come. I also hope that I can continue to enhance its reputation in my own.
May I present the next YAA awardee. This is Somay Vinayak Mode. He is currently away on his assignment. He is the Superintendent of Police of Latur District, head of the police force in the district. He earned his dual degree in chemical engineering from IIT Bombay. Mr. Munde was a probationary assistant in charge of Naxal operations before becoming the SP of Latur. This YAA award will be received by Somay's parents. May I invite them to kindly step on to the. Request Mrs. Paradev to please read the conclusions. Professor
Indian Institute of Technology Bombay presents the Young Alumni Achiever Award 2020. Vinayak Bombay, dual degree BTech and MTech, early outstanding achievements in government and public service. So on.
please take up your.
Today I am standing before you as a mother,
feeling extremely overwhelmed with mix of emotions. I am struggling to capture in words. Firstly, I am profoundly honored and humbled to accept this young Alumnus Achiever Award on behalf of my son from this esteemed IIT Bombay. When, when we here during time of my son's admission, journey began from here to this moment, 16 years ago, when we set the foot on this ground of IIT Bombay during my son's admission. And I remember that day mix of the nervous excitement and hopeful future. And also I remember those days when my son was student here, filled with dreams and aspirations. And never in my wildest dream did I imagine that one day I will return to this prestigious institute to accept an award of such honor and significance. Having received all his education in military schools like Satara Sainik School and prestigious Rashtriya Indian Military College, Dehradun, right from sixth grade, he harbored a fervent desire to contribute significantly to his nation. Stronger when Mumbai 2611 attack happened when he was studying at Mumbai. He was so surprised to see that many people at IIT Mumbai seemed unaffected by this attack, and they were busy with their own lives. And he decided to make a big difference for his country. And after graduation, he decided to become IPS officer, military background, IPS officer. And his first act towards his dream was to request for his first posting at Gadchiroli, that is Naxalite affected area in in this challenging terrain, he worked tirelessly, dedicating his days and nights to this arduous task of eradicating Naxalite threats. And his dream came true when he led an operation along with his team against the mountain where he fought for 10 hours straight, and he along with his team succeeded in eliminating 29 Naxals, including a top commander operating in 3 states. And his unwavering commitment, courage didn't go unnoticed. And he was Chore Chakra by President of India. And receiving a Chore Chakra in age, it is not just a source of pride for parents, but a testament to the excellence of this prestigious institute. I am extremely proud of my son's bravery and selflessness in his work. This award is not just recognition of his action, but it is a tribute to countless officers who are working tirelessly under challenging circumstances. And it is only because of such honest and upright officers our, our nation continues to thrive, and their integrity, often at the personal cost, remains the bedrock of our nation's prosperity. And for mother, there is no greater joy than witnessing her child to grow into a man of integrity. They feels with pride and think of the lives he touched and challenges he overcame, and the impact he continues to make in this world. Today, I overwhelmed with pride. Amongst this pride, there is also a deep sense of gratitude. Gratitude to our people for saving not just soul. Here, he has not only excelled in academics, but also embraced values of courage, selflessness, and integrity, and that defines the ethos of IIT. Deep gratitude, gratitude to our mentors, to teachers, for nurturing spirit and guiding IIT for this incredible honor. Thank you everyone for this remarkable service. Thank you so much.
Before I close, there is a learning. Not only congratulate all the awardees, but also their families, their spouses, their parents. Please join me in Thank you.
Thank you, Professor, for sparing your valuable time. And it was on the body stage. And refreshment, the point outside tea and refreshment will be served with the teacher.